Oh, you're in a kissy mood today, aren't you? Hey, good morning. Almost afternoon. No, it's midday. Hey, it's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. We're late today. I got Betty Dog here. She decided she wanted to be on a show. We were about to start it about a half hour ago, and then all of a sudden my family walks in the door. I'm like, I guess we're delaying that. Bubbles runs across the keyboard, going to start it without us. She's crazy. Right, Isabella? Sure, it's my daughter. She refuses to be on here. She's like, I don't to be on the show. So anyway, 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I'm Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. And today I want to talk about building on bad code and kind of go over some of the TikToks I did over the past couple days when I was doing demo in my house, and just kind of explain, share with you what it looks like to be done and handing off shoddy code and shoddy product to other teams. So with that, 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show, we got a lot of stuff to do today. Got basketball practice because they're starting the season. My son's starting his hockey qualification, so it was a good thing we did some skating around earlier this week, and then they found another place yesterday while I was working, so that was great. And hopefully my daughter doesn't start a video while we're on this show because we're live. Anyway, so we're going to talk about that today. I'm going to be on Agile PA later this week. I should put out the dates and everything like that. I'll put that up on my LinkedIn. You'll get pinged by LinkedIn on a new occupation for that one. We're going to talk about OKRs and that. So maybe we'll do another show on OKRs beforehand or after. I don't know. Anyway, so I got floppy ears. Woo, there's floppy ears. And we try to have fun on the show a little bit sometimes, but we talk about Scrum and Agile in a practical and tactical way so we can bring value to our customer without working crazy hours, have some fun with family and friends. Did a lot of fun things. Right, Isabella? Yeah. Went to a Flyers game, so I'll post some TikToks and stuff like that up, sharing some family fun when we have some time off. Plus, I figured everyone was out pretty much this weekend here in the States, so it didn't make much sense to put out a lot of content except for TikToks because that was easy, just doing it live when you're there. So anyway, so building on bad code. I did a TikTok the other day and I posted up, I think on LinkedIn, where I pulled all the drywall down from my room, from the first floor where the fire, all the water came down and destroyed all the drywall from the third floor. It's amazing what water does to a house. And when I pulled it up, there's all these little nails still in the wall. I got to go and pull each one of them out. But this is what it's like to deliver half-done code. So that was one part. And the other one was by definition done. Because I had all that stuff in the wall, and I still got to clean up the floor because I did a little more spiking demo. I wanted to see what was going on and how much effort it was for the next job. So I was actually did a little spike action where I got the next thing to do, pull a little bit of that down just to see how bad it was, how hard it was, how difficult it would be, so I can kind of estimate how much effort it's going to take the rest of the old plaster wall down, which has been tested and everything like that for my next phase. So I did a little bit of that the other day on Thanksgiving morning, actually, after we went to the parade, and then I did that. So, but here's my thought. So I could say I was done, and there's a lot of teams, and I think I put a TikTok about partial done, where I could say, hey, I'm done, but I really wasn't. I still had a little more drywall to do, more pieces to do, and I'll be honest with you, all the dirt from the drywall in the ceiling fell on my head, so that was fun. I had to that was a mess right there, Betty. And so if I would have said it was done, but it really wasn't done, and that's where these half definition is done. Let's give ourselves partial credit, but it's not ready for the next crew. When I finished pulling the drywall, I had a nice clean edge. Everything's there. They can see what they can do. I still got to. Now here's the bad code part. So if we're to build drywall on top of the nails, the probability of them screwing another screw or drywall screw in the nail is pretty high. So we don't want to leave all that stuff there. Those are those bad code, vulnerability. I don't know what the cats are doing upstairs, but they're going insane in my daughter's room right now, trashing it. But that's where you bring that bad code. That's where testers get upset. Testers' job is not to troubleshoot your code. You're supposed to be writing good code and good product for the next team to use. And what if I did that, right? And I handed off what I did and I left the nails in there for the drywall people. Well, it makes their job more difficult. And this is what teams don't understand. And this is what we as scrum masters and coaches have to explain to the members of our team. You can't just hand off stuff and say, oh, figure out what's wrong with my code. That's not their job. Your job is to figure out what's wrong with the code. Their job is to make sure it didn't break any other code or help build a future which they can build from new processes so that they can take that automation stuff and reuse it, and you can build new product, because that's how you make money. That's how you build values, by producing new product. You don't add value by maintaining the old product, because in essence you really don't make more sales or more profit off of your previous code. You only make new profit off of the new code, right? So you want to make maintaining the old code as simple as humanly possible, automated as humanly possible. So they want to work on the new stuff. So that's an example of just talking about leaving bad code. What if you wrote that code, right, and it had some vulnerabilities and didn't work? Another team took that code later on and put their activities on it, and all of a sudden they had a bunch of bugs or something, but it really wasn't their code. It was your core code in the first place. So this is why we need to emphasize that with our teams, that you don't want to leave a lot of bugs. You want to get some good unit testing. You want to get some good quality code before you hand off. And a lot of these Scrum teams, to be honest with you, hand off code to other teams. It's just the way they're built in these big corporations. They still have lots of teams that deal with different things. They take one thing, they piggyback on your code, and they do another thing somewhere else. I know a lot of places are like, oh, we should be all the way through, from top to bottom throughout the layers. But a lot of these corporations don't have that, and you have to adjust it. The ideal is that you can go all the way up, but where you can't, you have to understand that you have to hand off some pretty clean code so that when they build on top of your code, they're not building on top of your bugs. And this is also, I'm going to add this one last thing about that. This is also why we like to do small sprints and do the retros and deploy the code in a lot of places, because the longer you wait to test your code, the more bad code gets buried in your code. So the sooner you can get it through the system and get in the feedback loops and the testing and all, the sooner you find those codes. You don't have to dig as deep in the code to go find the errors. And this is something we need to make sure that our teams understand that. So with that, I want to say, have a great Thanksgiving. We'll be on tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about priority, because there's a really good LinkedIn note, but I want to talk about it tomorrow on Sunday as we do our Kanban for another day. I got to do my Kanban so I could list all my stuff I need to do. Primarily, it's the first floor and the third floor. Actually, they're still on my list. And with that, say goodbye. Bubbles, you want to say goodbye? Betty, you want to say goodbye? Oh, you already did your part. You're just sitting there getting her belly rubbed. All right. So with that, we say take care. Have a great day. There's a nose. There's a cute little puppy dog nose. And a floppy ear. There's a floppy ear right there. Ooh. All right. Take care. Bye. Hope you're having fun with your family and enjoying leftovers. Take care. Bye. See ya.